Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Sodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Tiravanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Damadhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Yamuna Tiravanachari Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Nittai Gora Hari Bol, Nittai Gora Hari Bol, Nittai Gora Hari Bol, Nittai Gora Hari Bol, Gora Hari Bol, Nittai Gora Hari Bol, Nittai Gora Hari Bol, Nittai Gora Hari Bol, Nittai Goranga, Nittai Goranga, Nittai Goranga, Gora Hari, Nittai Goranga, Nittai Goranga, Nittai Goranga, Gora Hari, Jaya Sachinandana, Jaya Sachinandana, Jaya Sachinandana, Gora Hari, Jaya Sachinandana, Jaya Sachinandana, Jaya Sachinandana, Gora Hari, Nittai Gora Hari Bol, 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 Nittai Gora Hari, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Jaya Radha, Golokananda Radha, Golokananda Radha, Golokananda Si Radhe, Radha Golokananda Radha, Jaya Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Radhe Shyam, Jaya Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam, Jaya Radhe Shyam, Radhe Radhe Radhe, Jaya Jai Sri Radhe, Jaya Jai Sri Radhe, Radhe Radhe Radhe, Jaya Jai Sri Radhe, Radhe Radhe Radhe, Jaya Jai Sri Radhe, Radhe Radhe Radhe, Jaya Jai Sri Radhe, Jaya Jai Sri Radhe, Radhe Radhe Radhe, Jaya Jai Sri Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Sri Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Sri Radhe. Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Bhagavata Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava. Friends of Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita, Adar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda, Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath, Shama Sundara Kunda Girivardhan Ki, Vrindavan Dham Ki, Mayapur Dham ki, Navapur Dham ki, Jagannathpuri Dham ki, Ganga Mai ki, Tulsi Devi ki, Bhakti Devi ki, Brihan Mirdanga ki, Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki, Harinam Sankirtan ki, Gaur Premanande. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the lotus feet of Shishi Guru and Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna, good morning. Today's class is on Canto 10, Chapter 56, verses 10 and 11. Dine dine swarna bharan. No, sorry, this is 10. Okay. Satrajit swagriham shrimat. Kritako tukkamangalam. Pravesha deva sadhane. Manim viprair nyaveshayat. Satrajit swagriham shrimat. Kritako tukkamangalam. Pravesha deva sadhane. Manim viprair nivashayat. Satrajit swagriham shrimat. Kritako tukkamangalam. Pravesha deva sadhane. Manim viprarnyaveshayat. Devotees, please. Satrajit swagriham shrimat. Kritako tukkamangalam. Pravesha deva sadhane. Manim viprarnyaveshayat. Satrajit swagriham shrimat. Kritako tukkamangalam. Pravesha deva sadhane. Manim viprarnyaveshayat. Satrajit swagriham shrimad. Kritako tukkamangalam. Pravesha deva sadhane. Manim viprarnyaveshayat. Satrajit swagriham shrimat. Kritaka tukkamangalam. Pravesha deva sadhane. Manim viprarnyaveshayat. Synonyms. Satrajit. Satrajit. Swa, his. Griham, home. Shrimat, opulent. Krita, where they were executed. Kotuka, with festivity. Mangalam, auspicious rituals. Pravesha, entering. Devasadane, in the temple room. Manim, the jewel. Viprahim, by learned brahmanas. Yaveshayat, he had installed. Translation. The next two verses, which I'm going to attempt to do, 10 and 11, They don't have any purports by disciples of Srila Prabhupada. They have very short commentaries. Translation. King Satyajit entered his opulent home, festively executing auspicious rituals. He had qualified brahmanas install the Shamantaka jewel in the house's temple room. Let's read together. King Satyajit entered his opulent home, festively executing auspicious rituals. He had qualified brahmanas install the Shamantaka jewel in the house's temple room. Srila Jiva Goswami writes, he entered his house, which was naturally endowed with wealth, since it was within Dwarka, and had brahmanas establish the gem on a special altar in his temple room where he used to worship the sun god Devasadane. In verse 11, I'll just read the Sanskrit. Dine dine swarna bharam ashtosa srijati prabhodur bhiksha Marya Rishtani Sarpadivya Dayo Shubha Nasanti Mayinas Tatrai Yatraste Vyarchito Mani. The translation for this one. Each day, the gem would produce 8 bharas of gold, my dear Prabhu, and the place in which it was kept and properly worshipped would be free of calamities such as famine or untimely death, and also of evils like snake bites, mental and physical disorders, and the presence of deceitful persons. And actually, there is a purport, for this one. Srila Siddhar Swami gives the following Shastric reference concerning the bhara. So this is very, very technical. 4 rice grains are called 1 gunja. 5 gunjas, 1 pana. It's right there, right? 8 panas, 1 karsha. 4 karshas, 1 pala. And 100 palas, 1 tula. 20 tulas make up 1 bhara. Since there are about 3,700 grains of rice in an ounce, the Shamantaka jewel was producing approximately 170 pounds of gold every day. Wow. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes, 4 yavas equals 1 gunja, 5 gunjas equals 1 pana, 8 panas equal 1 dharana, 8 dharanas equal 1 karsha, 4 karshas equal 1 pala, 100 palas equals 1 tula, and 20 tulas equal 1 bara. There can be no untimely death, Mari, where this jewel is situated. So this Mari apparently is like death by some sort of plague, something like that, really bad death. Jiva Goswami, O Parikshit, you are a great devotee. Therefore, you do not care for such wealth. That's an important point. Prabhupada will make a reference to this. If by chance you obtain wealth, you offer it to the Lord. Mari is a pestilence which causes daily death in cities and towns with dense population. Mayinaha refers to all cheaters. The gem must be worshipped properly, otherwise it causes great calamity. This will be explained later. So this gem is a blessing and a disgrace, because if it is not worshipped properly, it can cause a great deal of damage, death, all kinds of problems, mental problems, physical problems, all kinds of diseases, all kinds of problems. So Satyajit was very aware that it had to be in a temple room, and they had to be properly worshipped and properly taken care of, so they would yield the 170. That's the option, to yield 170 pounds of gold every day. And he was completely attached to it. So Srila Prabhupada says in his summary that that was his downfall, because in the case of Maharaj Parikshit, he is not attached to wealth, and if he gets wealth, he's using it in the service of the Supreme Lord. Om Agyanatirandasya Gyananjana Shakaya Chakshur Ummiltam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manavishtam Stapitayana Bhutale Swaya Rupa Kadamahi Abhatati Swam Padantikam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinavando Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchani Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishamanu Stedvi Pranamami Hari Priyam Vanchakalpataruyascha kripasindhuvyacha patitanam pavanevyo vaishnavevyo namo namaha. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivas Adi Gaura Bhaktavrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So this is what's happening, and I'm going to make some reference to some points made by Srila Prabhupada in the chapter summary. It's what happens here is that Satyajit is going to commit a grievous offense to the Supreme Lord, and he's going to have to pay the consequences. And we will see that in the course of the so many verses that follow. And he's also going to marry a couple of women, the daughter of Jambavan and the daughter of Satyajit. The daughter of Satyajit is Satyabhama, yes. And the daughter of Jambavan is Jambavati. So this is going to happen in the course of this narration. So King Satyajit received the gem from the sun god. They were good friends. Satyajit was very keen on worshiping the Supreme Lord and Supreme God, the Supreme Sun, the Sun God. And so the sun god was very satisfied. I gave him this jewel, knowing that he would be getting a lot of gold. Satyajit gladly accepted. But of course, remember that it has the other side where if it's not properly taken care of, it can cause all kinds of disasters, natural disasters, illnesses, all kinds of things. So here comes Satyajit wearing the Shamantaka jewel, and everybody in town thinks that he is the sun god who is coming to visit Krishna. Now the demigods don't have the ability and the status to be able to come in front of the Supreme Lord, Krishna, to have audience with him. But Satyajit, everybody thinking that he is the sun god himself, was able to get present in front of the Supreme Lord. And we'll see what happens, because there are lots of different stories, and different versions too on this story. But I'm going to read the verses again, verses 9 and 10. Shishuka vacha, 10 and 11. Satyajit swagriham srimad krittakotika mangalam pravishadeva sadane manim viprayarnyaveshayat. King Satyajit entered his opulent home, festively executing auspicious rituals. He had qualified brahmanas install the Shamantaka jewel in their house's temple room. Each day the gem would produce 8 bharas of gold, my dear Prabhu, and the place in which it was kept and properly worshipped would be free of calamities such as famine or untimely death, and also of evils like snake bites, mental and physical disorders, and the presence of deceitful persons. So because of his attachment to this gold, Satyajit loses his intelligence. He's not capable of discerning what is what. And when Krishna asks him to turn over the jewel to him, he refuses. That's his grievous offense against the community. And this unleashes the whole events that follow in this chapter and in the next. So we are attached to material wealth. This is something that we are born with, and it produces so many opportunities for us to enjoy. That's what material wealth is used for. But spiritual wealth is something quite different. So what would you say is the highest form of spiritual wealth? And I'm sure all the answers are going to be correct. So there's no Krishna Prem, that's the highest wealth. Anything else? Namaruchi. Yes, taste for the holy name. The holy name of the Supreme Lord. Anything else? The association of saintly devotees. Yes. All of these are wonderful answers. So I thought that since Namaruchi, the name of the Supreme Lord, is the highest wealth, we'll talk, instead of the material wealth, we're going to be talking about spiritual wealth. And I'm going to be presenting some points that Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has made in a treatise. It's called Sambodhana Bhashya, which is Srila Maharaj, Krishna Maharaj made a reference to some points there before in class a few weeks ago. And so Drishna and myself, we read the text, and it's absolutely extraordinarily amazing. It has only 48 pages. It's very easy reading, and it's super exalted. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about that. Let me get the information from the laptop. And I'm going to focus on the second verse of the Shikshastakam, because this is all about a study of the Shikshastakam that Bhaktivinoda Thakur is giving us. So I'm going to read from his introduction to this text, and for us to know what is the path of perfection. The path of devotional service is the highest perfection of life, and it is sought after in all the Vedic literatures. Applying his superior intelligence to repeated research of the Vedas, Lord Brahma ascertained that the best method of self-realization is the awakening of one's loving attachment to Lord Hari, who dwells within everyone's heart. And we know this, and we're convinced that this is true. And that's why we're sitting in this room. Now, what is required? Faith, he says. Faith. We have to have faith. Eagerness. We have to be really eager. Deep understanding. In other words, realizing was what this process is all about, gradually realizing more and more. And the association of pure devotees. These elements are required to be able to follow the process of pure devotion. What are the elements now? What did I just read? See if you remember what they are there for. Faith. Association of pure devotees. We have to be deep understanding and eagerness. We have to be eager. So we come to Krishna consciousness with a tepid kind of mentality. That is not going to help us accelerate the process. What is going to help us accelerate is, first of all, have faith. And faith is a gift that Krishna gives us when he sees that we're capable of responding to that faith. Otherwise, he won't give it to us. And once we start to practice, the faith increases, because the faith is actually, and following the process, is actually giving us realizations by which we understand that we're on the right path. And then we seek the association of pure devotees. We get our Gurudev, we follow his instructions, and the understanding gets deeper and deeper. It's all a gradual process. So this is one point. Another point is that I wanted to bring up. Innumerable living entities move through varied stages of existence. Some become eternally conditioned, some become eternally liberated. When the jiva rejects the Supreme Lord, he is eternally ensnared by matter. But if he again aspires for the shelter of the Lord, the curtain of Maya that separates the jiva from his own transcendental identity and qualities are forever removed. In other words, we have our own transcendental identity and our own transcendental qualities. So it's going to be, that curtain is going to be removed. But again, we have to have the desire to know about the Supreme Lord. And whatever desire we have, whatever level of desire we have of knowing about the Supreme Lord, is going to reciprocate with us equally. if we have the desire to have devotion toward Jesus Christ, He will reciprocate at that level. But if we want to know who the Supreme Person is, which something that is not easily known by religious people, if we want to know who is the topmost personality, the Supreme Person, then at that point He will give us a glimmer of understanding by which, again, our faith will be nurtured so that we can move in that direction. And He will put into our path all kinds of opportunities to be connected. For example, we know the stories of devotees who are going here or going there, and everywhere, not devotees, I'm talking non-devotees, who go here, there, not everywhere, and they are devotees always everywhere, and finally they become devotees. They hear the holy name, take a book, they eat some prasadam, and in the course of time, they take up their personal devotions. For some of them, it takes years, and for some of them, it takes 1 minute, and immediately accept. Like Vira Krishna Maharaj, he heard on the radio Srila Prabhupada chanting the Mahamantra, and just immediately he knew what his path was, and he proceeded to follow that path. So, this is a very, very, very important point. Chanting is the soul's swadharma, eternal dharma of the soul. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, chanting is the soul's swadharma. The word bhava indicates the jiva's forcible subjection to repeated births in this world. Now, bhava is, we're not talking about the bhava of emotion, of experience. We talk about the cycle of birth and death. That's what the word bhava means also, but without the long A. Bhava is a continuous cycle of birth and death called Mahadavagni, which is a blazing fire, a raging conflagration that cannot be extinguished by any means other than the congregational chanting of Krishna's holy name. In other words, this fire cannot be extinguished by anything, by any means other than the congregational chanting of Krishna's holy name. This is to actually try to, by hearing this from Bhaktivinoda Thakur, here's the one speaking, I'm just a parrot reading, to actually have an understanding of what it is that we have been given. The holy name is the greatest gem. The Kaustubha gem, the Samantaka gem. No, the holy name, that's the real gem. A question may arise at this point when one is at last enlightened about his swadharma, or eternal function as a liberated soul. Does he then cease chanting Krishna's holy name? Once he understands his pure spirit soul, we understand we're pure spirit soul, actual realization, do we stop chanting the holy name? What do you all think? Yes or no? 50-50. No. The answer is no. What? What? An absolute no. Well, somebody may say yes. The answer is no. The stoppage of chanting never occurs because chanting God's name is verily the soul's swadharma. Chanting the holy name is verily the soul's swadharma. The phrase Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam confirms this by specifically conveying the sense of the eternal activity of the spirit soul in his original spiritual condition. So the more we chant, the more we are connected with the Supreme Lord. And Srila Prabhupada recommends that we chant as much as we can. If we can chant day and night, that's perfect. Because in this way, we are connected to transcendence, to the transcendental Supreme Personality of Godhead. So we say, yeah, an hour and a half of chanting, 2 hours of chanting. No. We need constant chanting, the constant presence of the holy name in our lives so that we are constantly connected with the Supreme Lord. And we know that there are 5 of the 64 angas of bhakti. There are 5 that are prominent. Do you remember what they are? To live in a holy place, They had to chant the holy name, to worship Tulsi and worship the deities, to associate with advanced devotees, and to read the sacred scriptures, right? Okay, but they are infused, all five of them are the most important. And there is one that is infusing all the others with transcendental power. The one element that is infusing the other four with transcendental power, which is chanting the holy name. And we see, for example, that the gopis, when Krishna disappears in the rasa dance, they are constantly talking about him, chanting his name. So even the gopis, who are the supreme personalities in association with the Supreme Lord, are chanting Krishna's name continuously. And in Vrindavan, everybody is chanting Krishna's name and Krishna's glories. There's no other subject that is of real interest to anyone except talking about Krishna and talking about his glories and chanting his holy name. So I'm going to go to verse 2, and we're going to see what our condition is, to have an idea of what's happening in our consciousness. If you remember the prayer, please sing along with me. Nam nam makari bahudani jasarva shaktis tatrar pitani yamitas marane nakalam etadrishita vakripa bhagavam mamapi durdaivam idrishamiha janina nuragam. Now we know the translation. This is a little different, so I'll read what I have here. My Lord, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, in your holy name there is all good fortune for the living entity, and therefore you have many names, such as Krishna and Govinda, by which you expand yourself. You have invested all your potencies in these names. We understand there is no difference between Krishna's name and Krishna. Krishna's name is Krishna, Krishna is his name. And there are no hard and fast rules for remembering them. He's making it really easy for us. My dear Lord, although you bestow such mercy upon the fallen conditioned souls, by liberally teaching your holy names, I am so unfortunate that I commit offenses while chanting the holy name, and therefore I do not achieve attachment for chanting. So this is the condition of the living entity. Now we are lucky because we're chanting the holy name. And Srila Haridas Thakur has a poem, and I mentioned that poem before in class. I don't have it in front of me, but he says, chant anyway. Oh, but my mind goes in different directions. Chant anyway. Oh, but I'm so busy. Chant anyway. Oh, I forget this and that. Chant anyway. He's telling us to chant. It doesn't matter. We just chant, 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 chant. It's like rubbing the bottom of a black pot. Eventually, through the rubbing, the whole thing will be fully cleansed. But even if the pad we're using is not very powerful, we just keep rubbing and rubbing and rubbing and rubbing and rubbing. And in the course of time, the holy name will appear splendorously into our consciousness and our heart. Personally, present before us, the Supreme Lord will be present before us. There's so much. My husband tells me we only have a few minutes left, but there is so much in this treatise. So I recommend, if you get a chance to read this, Sambodhana Bhasha, and you can find the PDF in ISKCON, the Sartre books, e-books, by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, so that you can absorb yourselves in the extremely powerful, enlightening, and devotional sentiments that Bhaktivinoda Thakur is expressing in his text. And if anybody would like to add anything or correct, yes. Eagerness. Anything is possible. Anything is possible. He's presenting it. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is presenting in this format. But I'm sure if you get association with somebody who is a pure devotee, then that is the beginning. That will bring your faith. Yeah, and we've seen so many devotees who came in contact with Srila Prabhupada. They didn't know anything, and immediately faith was alighted, was awakened. So, yeah, I would imagine. Now, the deep understanding may come from previous lives. A person may come to this life with deep understanding, so that as soon as he hears a pure devotee or hears a reading of Prabhupada, immediately recognizes it. That happens too. But the sequence that he presents is first faith, and then eagerness. I really want to know. It's like we're going to India, and I have a niece that in Spain who really wants to find out everything. She's very curious, so she and our daughter is going to join us in Mayapur. So that will be quite an experience for actually my niece, especially because my daughter's so used to all of this, and she knows all these things. But she has this eagerness, and that's a huge plus. Any other comments or questions? Hare Krishna. All glories to Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to the devotees at Jinru Goloka Temple. All glories to Sri Radha Golokananda. Ki Jai.
Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Samasitam Buddha Sundarangam Kandar Ako Vikamaniya Nishesha Shobha Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Angani Yasa Sakalen Driya Vriti Manti Vasyanti Panti Kayanti
Nam Nam Ishvaram Satchit Ananda Rupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Brajamanam Namam Ishvaram Satchit Ananda Rupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Brajamanam Yashoda Biyoluka Ladavamanam Param Ristam Atyanta Dodrutya Gopya Yasoda Biyoluka Ladavamanam Param Ristam Atyanta Dodrutya Gopya Rudantam Mohor Netra Yugmam Rijantam Karamboja Yugmena Satanka Netram Rudantam Mohor Netra Yugmam Rijantam Karamboja Yugmena Satanka Netram Mohoswasa Kampatir Ekanka Kanta Stita Griva Damodaram Bhakti Badam Mohoswasa Kampatir Ekanka Kanta Stita Griva Damodaram Bhakti Badam Iti Drik Swalila Birananda Kunde Swagoshamni Majantam Akyapayantam Iti Drik Swalila Birananda Kunde Swagoshamni Majantam Akyapayantam Tadi yeshi tad yeshu bhaktir jitadvam Puna prema tastam shatta riti vande Tata yeshi tad yeshu bhaktir jitadvam Puna prema tastam shatta riti vande Varam Deva Moksham Moksham Davimva Nachanyam Vrineham Vareshada Piha Varam Deva Moksham Moksham Davimva Nachanyam Vrineham Vareshada Piha Idam Deva Purnata Gopala Balam Sada Memanastya Virastam Kimanyai Idam Deva Purnata Gopala Balam Sada Memanastya Virastam Kimanyai Idam de mukumbojam atyanta nilayr Ritam kundulai snigda raktaisha gopya Idam de mukumbojam atyanta nilayr Ritam kundulai snigda raktaisha gopya Mohushcham bitam bimba raktam darame Manasya virastam alam lakshalabhai Mohushcham bitam bimba raktam darame Manasya virastam alam lakshalabhai Namo Deva Damodarananta Vishnu Prasida Prabho Dukkha Jalabni Magnam Namo Deva Damodarananta Vishnu Prasida Prabho Dukkha Jalabni Magnam Kripa dristi ristaditinam batanu Grihane shamamagyam ejakshi drishya Kripa dristi ristaditinam batanu Grihane shamama ejakshi drishya Kuverat majo bada murchaiva yadvat Tvaya mochito bhakti bhajo kritocha Kuverat majo bada murchaiva yadvat Tvaya mochito bhakti bhajo kritocha Tata prema bhaktim swakame prayacha Namokshe graho mesti damodareha Tata prema bhaktim swakame prayacha Namokshe graho mesti damodareha Namaste stu damni sparadipti damne Tvadio darayata vispasya damne Namaste sparadipti dipti damne Tvadio darayata vispasya damne Namo Radhikayai Twadiyai Priyayai Namo Nandalilaya Devaya Tubhyam Namo Radhikayai Twadiyai Priyayai Namo Nandalilaya Devaya Tubhyam Namo Radhikayai Radhiyai Priyayai Namo Nandalilaya Devaya Tubhyam Namo Radhikayai Twadiyai Priyayai Namo Nandalilaya Devaya Tubhyam Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Radhe Jaya Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Radhe Jaya Radha Golokananda Radha Golokananda Radhe Jaya Radha Golokananda Radha Golokananda Radhe Jaya Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Jaya 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 Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Shri Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Shri Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Shri Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Shri Radhe Jayom Vishnupad Paramahansa Pavarikacharya Satara Sada Shishima's Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Radhar Shivasati Gaur Bhaktivinda Ki Jai Jai Radha Krishna Gopa Gopanath Shai Mukunda Radha Kundi Giri Gaurana Ki Jai Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai Mayapur Navrik Dham Ki Jai Jagat Puri Dham Ki Jai Kartik Vrata Ki Jai Bhakti Devi Ki Shrimati Tulsi Devi Ki Harinam Sankirtan Ki Briyat Madanga Ki Samaveda Bhaktivinda Ki Gaur Premanandi. All glories assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Sri Sri Radha Damodar Ki Jai. Sri Sri Radha Golokananda Ki Jai. To the Supreme Controller, who possesses an eternal form of blissful knowledge, whose glistening earrings swing to and fro, who manifested himself in Gokula, who stole the butter that the gopis kept hanging from the rafters of their storerooms, and who then quickly jumped up and ran in retreat in fear of Mother Yasoda, but was ultimately caught. To that Supreme Lord, Sri Damodar, I offer my humble obeisances. Upon seeing his mother's whipping stick, he cried and rubbed his eyes again and again with his two lotus hands. His eyes were fearful and his breathing quick, and as Mother Yashoda bound his belly with ropes, he shivered in fright and his pearl necklace shook. To this Supreme Lord Sri Damodar, who is bound with his devotees' love, I offer my humble obeisances. Those super excellent pastimes of Lord Krishna's babyhood drowned the inhabitants of Gokula in pools of ecstasy. To the devotees who are attracted only to his majestic aspect of Narayan and Vaikuntha, the Lord herein reveals, I am conquered and overwhelmed by pure loving devotion. To the Supreme Lord Damodar, my obeisances hundreds and hundreds of times. O Lord, although you are able to give all kinds of benedictions, I do not pray to you for liberation, nor eternal life in Vaikuntha, nor any other boon. My only prayer is that your childhood pastimes may constantly appear in my mind. O Lord, I do not even want to know your feature of Paramatma. I simply wish that your childhood pastimes may ever be enacted in my heart. O Lord, the cheeks of your blackish lotus face, which is encircled by locks of curling hair, have become reddened like bimba fruit due to Mother Yashoda's kisses. What more can I describe than this? Millions of opulences are of no use to me, but may this vision constantly remain in my mind. O unlimited Vishnu, O Master, O Lord, be pleased upon me. I am drowning in an ocean of sorrow, and am almost like a dead man. Please shower the rain of mercy upon me, uplift me, and protect me with your nectarian vision. O Lord Damodar, in your form as a baby, Mother Yashoda bound you to a grinding stone with a rope for tying cows. You then freed the sons of Kuvera, Manigriva, and Nala Kuvera, who were hers to stand as trees, and you gave them a chance to become your devotees. Please bless me in this same way. I have no desire for liberation into your effulgence. O Lord, the entire universe was created by Lord Brahma, who was born from your abdomen, which was bound with a rope by Mother Yashoda. To this rope I offer my humble obeisances. I offer my obeisances unto your most beloved Srimati Radharani, and to your unlimited pastimes. Shri Shri Radha Damodar Ki Jai, Shri Shri Radha Golokananda Ki Jai. Jai 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 Shri Radhe.